Just took in on trade this 31-foot quad bunk super slide Keystone Outback. The Outback has long time been one of Keystone's most established and best-selling names. On the exterior, you're really not going to see a whole lot you haven't seen before. One thing I do like is the propane tanks are actually located here in this door instead of up on the tongue. It helps keep them away from the weather, and it really keeps them out of sight and out of mind. It's sort of one of those keep an honest man honest sort of concepts. I like that the electrical cord is built in, so you don't have to worry about leaving that behind at a campsite. I've seen people do that probably about once a week. Someone comes into our service center and says, do you guys carry electrical cords? Because I think I left mine down the road somewhere. It's an easy thing to do, or forget that it's plugged in and, you know, leave it, yank it, whatever. One of the things I like is your exterior baggage doors here on these Outbacks are very large. You can see you've got this huge oversized compartment. Now, one of the things Keystone's big on is the little, I call it the ice trough right here. They designed this to be the perfect size for smaller coolers so that you can have little drinks outside. And then look at all the storage under here. Huge storage space under the rear bunks and the rear storage area. Now, one of the things I like to point out is you see that pretty much everything in this coach is aluminum cage work. Your sidewalls are laminated. I think the floor is laminated. I'd have to double check. They switched over to that at some point. I'm not sure when. Push button power awning on this model, which is a nice little upgrade. Shiny looking aluminum wheels there. And another thing Outback has been known for a long time is the little miniature outdoor kitchenette area. It's great if you're tailgating, or if you're like me and you just cook everything outside. It's very handy. Like I said, this is a big super slide model, and instantly one of the things you notice when you step into an Outback is the all-white interior, and it gives you a couple cool things. Obviously, when it's all white, it feels very bright. You know, I don't have any lights on in here, but you get a lot of light inside and indirect reflective light. Another cool thing it does is all of these doors, be it in the kitchen, over the dinette, whatever, they are all one piece molded seamless doors. You notice there's no seams here for woodwork to come together. This is basically a resin door, a plastic resin door that's injected into a mold effectively. What's nice about that is when this goes down the road, these doors are bouncing all the time. Well, there's no seams to split apart and fall apart. It's a one-piece door. It's basically as close to failure-proof as you can get. Unless you manage to somehow bend, warp, or break that door, it won't fail. You'll see the same thing over here in the kitchen, as well as in the lower kitchen area. That's where a lot of times you'll see manufacturers will skimp a little bit, is on your lower doors. Same thing here on your refrigerator. Now, this is also an 8 cubic foot fridge instead of a 6. What that means in English is you gain 30% more space because you gain one extra shelf. This whole bottom chunk here is space you normally do not get. Here in the kitchen, you have the oversized Fantastic fan. And even though this is a travel trailer, not a fifth wheel, they did still add the wall control for that, which is really cool. Basically, you have all your climate controls right here in one spot. It's very easy to reach. It's in a centralized location where everyone can get to it. You have central air in the ceiling, central heat in the floor. Now, one thing I do want to point out, I don't want you making the drive and saying, well, we didn't tell you about it. There's no water damage here, but this laminate has curled a little bit. And unfortunately, that's something linoleum in travel trailers has done for a long time. If it gets too hot or too cold, it will stretch or you know, shrink up a little bit, and that's the result. It either curls or it cracks, and that's just one of the hazards of keeping a travel trailer in a four seasons environment like the Midwest here. Another nice thing in a travel trailer is a fifth wheel style shower. Normally you have a tub and whatnot, and a tub really doesn't tend to give anyone anything. These trailers don't hold enough water to really justify a tub. That's just kind of how they've always been built. The big linen closet over here is also a nice touch. You know, there's often almost no storage in the bathrooms of travel trailers. Flip you around here real quick so we're looking at the living room again. The little flat screen you see there, the folks left that with the trade when it came in. The stereo right here above the television is also a DVD player, so that's it's an all-in-one unit. Stereo, DVD, has an auxiliary input, so if you have a smartphone or an iPod or something you want to play music, you can just plug it in there and hear it throughout your camper. Up here in the front, we have some very deep, I mean, take a look at this, some very deep hanging wardrobe closets, and that's because this whole thing has a really steep bullet nose for better towing, and that's one of the reasons they move the propane tanks to the side of the trailer as opposed to the front. There's a whole lot more going on here I haven't even touched on, so give us a call. 800-256-5196. Haylett Auto and RV of Coldwater, Michigan.